To his surprise, they're on the floor. The strongest one.
Welcome to the Moho Session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.
This is number 5. You're welcome back to the Moho Sessions. This is episode number 5 from the British Country Music Festival, who's actually 5 years old. Isn't that great?
5 for 5.
You're 5 for 5. Awesome sauce. We're celebrating all things British country. However, we have Nathan Leazer.
That's how you say it. Yes, ma'am.
Checking, I don't want to get it wrong. And you're from America.
Yes, ma'am.
Authentic.
Great state of North Carolina.
That accent, like, you can't buy that accent.
You probably could, but I don't know how much they'd cost. But
I don't know, how much would you charge for it?
I wouldn't. Yeah, you can't buy it.
You can't bottle that.
Nah, you can't bottle that.
Because when I saw you on the stage and then you went y'all, I was like, oh, he's not British. Like y'all.
That's awesome.
Is that an authentic cowboy hat too?
It is. I actually got this in Wyoming. I played a show out there this past year, and I did a show for a place called Boot Barn. You ever heard of the brand? Maybe not. Well, it's the most authentic. It's like the biggest authentic country western brand that's commercialized itself in a way. It's almost like the Walmart version of country and western anything. So they asked me to come out and flew me out there for high school rodeo association last year. And they were like, yeah, man, we'll give you a hat, we'll give you pants, we'll give you boots, we'll give you a belt. I was like, I'll take it.
No, the reason I asked that is it's the way the hat is shaped.
It's
and I remember
shape.
Brad Paisley talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
I know mine is not an authentic.
No, people are
cowboy
very,
hat.
very, 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 very pretentious about the shape of their hat.
Yeah.
When you go to Texas and Kansas and those more Midwestern states, they, like, if you show up in a certain shape, they'll judge you for it.
Really?
Certain shapes, yeah, it's to that
Harshly?
T. Actually. And there's certain people, it's more about tastes. I won't say they'll judge you, but they'll be like, oh, okay, he's wearing that kind of shape. They know what kind of person you are. It's weird.
By a hat?
Mm-hmm.
Just shows you.
Mm-hmm.
The cowboy hat really is your soul.
Yeah. See, I didn't grow up around that. I just like it. You know, I've always loved cowboy hats, and I've always wore Western boots, and always been.
Well, you
part
are
of
dressed
it. Yeah, no, this is
authentic
me.
cowboy. Like you've got.
Yeah.
Like
the only thing I wouldn't do on a regular basis is tuck my shirt in because I get hot. That's about it.
Sweating in here today. Maybe it's because it's just hot in here today. I'm sweating buckets today.
Yeah, it is warmer.
And it's hot in this room because there's no windows in it.
I agree.
No air conditioning, but that's all right.
That's all right.
We'll survive. So my question to you, first and foremost, is what... I suppose you're obviously, like, I don't know if American country is, like, it's authentic because you have, like, the outbacks and American life. But what made you fall in love particularly with country music and the style of country music?
As a whole,
what made you choose country music as opposed to pop or rock or...
Well, I don't really guess I had a choice. Because where I'm from a very small town in North Carolina, and it's kind of born and bred into us to listen and grow up listening to country. Your accent is already country. So when you start singing, if you sang pop, well, you'd be pop country. You know, so for me, it wasn't necessarily a choice. It was kind of, I just started opening my mouth, and what came out sounded country. Because a lot of my songs, if you were to break it down and put Taylor Swift to sing them, or put, you know, Ariana Grande to it, it could be pop. But because I'm singing it, it's country. Because I like to write from my heart, write songs from my soul, and I guess it's all about the artist. But for me, I think the big choice came because I was raised on, and it's what I've always loved. And I love stories. I love storytelling, and because I guess a lot of pop isn't so much storytelling. That's where it would differentiate. But for me specifically, that's what I would say. It's just more of my upbringing, the environment I was in, and all the above.
That's quite cool because, like, I don't know how familiar you are with British country music. I don't know if...
I've been here for over a year, like, back and forth, but I've been here in the UK more than I have back home. I've been learning, and I've learned a lot since my first visit, but go ahead.
So what do you think of, like, the British country scene and the artists that are, or maybe that you
I think there's a lot of talent here that the world needs to hear.
Hey! Yay!
I got mad love.
That's an American saying that as well. Woohoo!
That's huge, man. And
High five.
Yeah, because I know a lot of American country artists that aren't heard or haven't put themselves out there to be heard. But then you got people here that are hungry, and especially in this scene. Yeah, the people in this scene are, and it's almost, you know, it's almost like, how do we give them a chance as a whole, as a country, as a genre? How do we give these people a chance? Or people in the Netherlands? How do we give people in Australia? How do we give them a chance? Who's to say that America is the only place that it should be known as? I don't know. I'm a bigger thinker than just, you know, oh, he can't sing that. He's not from there. So that's not how.
No, but
I
it's like
think,
that's really cool. That's a
Yeah.
really cool viewpoint, because we've been discussing that with a lot of artists who've been in who have all been British. So to hear it from your perspective, and you're from America, you have like the authentic cowboy kind of style, you have the accent and stuff. But to hear you say that like British country music deserves a chance,
100%.
That's huge.
I think it does. I really do. I think it just comes down to we're all human. We all deserve a chance to do something. It's like pigeonholing a genre to a country is like putting somebody in a pigeonhole because of where they're from. And that's just not me. I don't believe that. I think everybody's, if you grew up, because there's so many people I've been here and they've known the music I was raised on. I'm like, you knew that. Like, you know George Jones, you know Don Williams, you know all these people. I'm like, how? But I don't think of it because, I mean, a lot of Americans and a lot of people in the world they haven't had the experience to talk to different people from different cultures. And I think that's the biggest part of it. And for me, I didn't understand it until I visited the UK or got out of my comfort zone, you know? So that could be part of it. But that's not everybody. That's just from my experience.
No, there is kind of like obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
I call them obstacles. Like maybe it's opinion, maybe it's attitude, maybe it's the fact that some people believe that you are the authentic cowboy, and somebody coming in from Britain is not an authentic cowboy because they don't have the accent and they don't wear the hat of the shape it's got to be. And there's all these kind of, I suppose, not prejudice, but they have a box.
Kind of is a prejudice.
Kind of criteria as to
what,
what country music should sound like and should be like. And
well, I'm telling you what, there's a lot of farms here.
There is.
Okay, there's a lot of green, there's a lot of farms. I'll tell you what, there's
a lot of tractors and trucks
I've
and
seen
beer
just
and
as
women.
I've seen just as many John Deeres on the road, if not more, in the town that I'm staying in the UK, that I have back where I'm from. And I'm like, what's the difference? The hamburgers taste the same. It's the same cow. The same cow. It should be the same cowboy. I mean, but it's propaganda. It's just been made that way. It's movies, from the westerns to everything. That's just the bigger picture of it. And that's how people were raised to believe it. And now the people, that's what they see it as. But I'm a bigger thinker too, like that. You know?
Yeah, and like people define country music very differently. So what's Nathan Leazer's definition of country? What do you believe to be the crux or the heart and soul of country music?
I think if you can tell a story and make people feel it, and then also stay true to the heritage of where you're from, I guess, and truly, I guess you could do that in any genre. I hate genres, to be honest. I hate genres, and because it's like, yeah, I'm country, but then you'd hear somebody else would be like, that's country, if they heard my music, certain songs, you know. And then I just think of it like, well, just stay true to who you are and make the music that you love to make, right from your heart, make people feel something, you know. It's, Hank Jr. said it, it's like, make people feel what you feel inside. That's country. No other genre really does that like country. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think like there's country songs that like when I listen to them, I actually visibly cry. I visibly wail up.
Yeah.
And like I cry.
Yeah.
Like, there's a song. It's about. I can't remember. Is it the Judds maybe? I think it is the Judds. Anyway, it's like, or I don't know if it's the Judds or the Isaacs. No, the Isaacs maybe. They wrote about like somebody getting diagnosed with breast cancer and that kind of. And I was like, by the end of the song, I was bawling my eyes out. And there's other ones like The Boy from Lee Bryce, like that kind of song.
Yeah.
Like the whole kind of like, I just like it gets you.
Lee Bryce song is a great song. Also, who else? What's his name? Zach Brown Band. He did one with his dad. He's like, what's that song called? Dang, you know it. You know what I'm talking about?
I know the one you're talking about. It's not called My Dad or something to do with
like, anyway. We'll talk and I'll be thinking about it. She's got it, yeah.
The manager's on the case over there.
Oh my God. Zach Brown, not Zach Bryan. Sorry if I said that. But yeah, no, I think
Zach Brown
it's a
wrote
Zach
one
Brown.
as well.
It's goodness. Anyway, I don't want to hold up, but
that's all right.
But that's my interpretation of country music, and I think that's, like you said, there's not many pop songs or songs I hear on the radio that's like, man, I just want to cry.
No, there isn't.
Or it's not necessarily I want to cry. It's just nothing's moved me.
Yeah,
but I've heard a story from a country song. Like that's what drew me in as a kid. I've always been visual, and I love to write and draw. And it's like, I guess I would always put my CD player on the little headphones, and I'd ride my dirt bike around with them on, listening to country music. So like embedded in me as a child, and I think that's the heart and soul of country. Truly.
My Old Man.
My Old Man. My Old Man. Yeah, that one. That's a good one.
Speaking of songs.
Yeah?
Would you mind singing one?
I'd love to.
We need to.
What are you in the mood for? You want to happy? You want to cry? What do you want to do?
Cry.
You want to cry? You want me to sing?
I rarely cry, and but see, like the mobile we did before, Vic Allen, she sang a song, and I was in tears by the end. Nearly in tears by the end of it.
Well, it's a pretty one.
So pretty. if you want to take advantage of a woman who's got cramp, by all means.
I don't know if I have it.
Yeah, she's got cramps.
So go ahead. Go ahead. That's going to make me cry because I'm very susceptible to that emotion at present moment in time.
Well, lots of people they running that thing with Molly, so they tell them the story about Dad and.
I don't think it was.
I don't need one.
I can feel that. Still sounds in tune. That.
Yeah, it's in tune. Should I do that one, or you want me to do an under-release one?
They're alternate that guitar for Molly, so it's high.
But I have Better View as well.
True. Yeah.
And that's going to be on my album that's coming out. I'll do that one. This is the first time I've done this in public, actually, except for on TikTok. So y'all are getting a treat.
Oh,
an exclusive! So you're excited for that one.
No. I just think on the topic of what country music is, I'd love to play this one. And the one that she's speaking of is called Hope on the Horizon. And I mentioned it yesterday in my set. It's a song that I wrote while her father, it was about a day after her father committed suicide. I was actually in the UK.
I'm glad you're not singing that one. I'd have been away.
No, I mean, it's a hopeful song. Don't get me wrong. But it's more of
it's very emotional.
Yeah, it's very emotional. And this one is too. But that song specifically was for a time when you went through grief and loss. And I think this one actually tells a story about someone who's went through domestic violence. And on the subject of, mental health, physical health, and all things related to that. It's one of those songs that you won't hear on the radio often, but when you hear it, you're like, okay, I feel that. So, but this one's going to be on my album. I haven't set a date for it. It's going to be about a 20-song album for next year.
Wow.
Hopefully, yeah. So, I've only released 10 so far singles, but I'm looking forward to this album. And this is going to be one of those songs that is going to stick out, but it's not going to be the title song. I changed my mind. It was going to be, but I choose a different one. This is called Here's to a Better View. Time rolls on, that's the way things go. It's been 10 years since he moved on, searching for peace down every broken road. He pulls in the drive and walks to the door. To his surprise, there on the floor, the strongest moment he's ever seen before. Left a letter on the table for her son. Please forgive me for the things that I've done. But Don't judge me for the things I had to do. I was searching for a better view. Somewhere I ain't afraid to wake up. Mama's bruises aren't covered in makeup. Somewhere the smiles aren't fake, they're true. Somewhere the promises are kept, 'cause all the lies, they bound me like handcuffs. Searching for that key to get me through. Here's to a better view. A better view. Somewhere I ain't afraid to wake up. Mama's bruises aren't covered in makeup. Somewhere the smiles aren't fake, they're true. Yeah. Somewhere the promises are kept, 'cause all the lies, they bound me like handcuffs. Searching for that key to get me through. Here's to a better view. A better view. Here's to a better view. Despite the breaks in there, I mean, that's a good one, man.
Like the, do you know what I think? Like the British people are kind of like stiff upper lip, and they don't like looking at strong emotion like that song.
Yeah.
Revolt. And I think like,
I think it's just people in general.
yeah, humans in general. Like
yeah.
it's no, I don't want to deal with that issue. I don't want to look at that.
Yeah.
And I think country music makes them hear it, and but like those like mama screamings and makeup, like it's like the visuals is just so clear, and
That's country music.
yeah, that's totally country music, and
Yeah.
I think that's. I think we've nailed it now. We've come to a fabulous conclusion, and I love it. No, that song was very moving altogether.
I hate I messed it up.
No, but like the emotion in your
man.
voice as well,
Yeah.
though, when you were singing it, like it's.
That's part of it too, because honestly, when I sing that song, I'm not singing from my experience, because I never actually experienced that. Because my father was great to my mother, and but my mom's first husband, my oldest brothers, they did experience that, and so it's almost a song about something that I never went through, but that they did. And when I sing it, I kind of put myself in their shoes a little bit. So it does choke me up sometimes singing it, even though I've never been through that. I know somebody has. And I think that's one of the reasons why music is the way and as beautiful as it is. Whether you wrote it or not, as a singer, it's like you do put yourself in that person's shoes, whoever wrote it, or whatever it's about, And that's the heart of why I do what I do. And
I think that's the heart. I think that's the heart of music, and that's why I love music so much, because like songs like that, if someone has gone through that and they hear that, they'll feel less alone, and they'll feel that somebody can relate to their pain, and they're not the only one feeling it. They're not the only one thinking those thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's it's not always talked about like maybe other fun things are, or football, or things that are easier to talk about that won't evoke as much strong emotion as things
exactly
like suicide and domestic
But that's what I think is so important about music in general, is the language we all speak. Without words, a song still moves you. You know why? Well, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I'm not a. But there's something about it. There's something about music that moves people and makes people feel. It makes people heal.
There's nothing like it that makes you feel like music does. Like
no,
in an instant, it can make you dance. It can make you cry. It can make you laugh. Do you know, it can make you rock out. Like and like nothing. Like there's just
There's nothing that you put in your body that will make you feel that too. Because even with those things in your body, whatever your substitute you're trying to fill yourself with, music will still make you feel something different. Whatever substance you're on, music still makes you feel something. Whatever, you're high, you're drunk, you're strung out, it don't matter. Music still makes you feel it. So it's one of those drugs that we all are addicted to. you know.
So you've got the addiction. You're doing it for a living now. So like you've got a step further and chose it
Just
as
saying.
a career. So like,
Yeah, man. I'm addicted.
you're
Strung out.
definitely.
I'm strung out.
Like,
with
well,
music.
because it's a tough road.
Strung out.
That's a tough road to go down, like music, because like it's a tough business, and it's not like it's not a business that you go into and like there's training for it, or
there's no one way to do it either.
There's no one way to do it.
No.
And as an independent artist, or as an artist with a label, or any kind of artist, like it's a hard, tough journey with knockbacks right, left, centre, and you know. So how do you yourself navigate that and then keep yourself, I suppose, look after yourself in a way?
It's a good question, because nobody's really. I wasn't raised around people with musical background or musical experience. Nobody taught me to play guitar specifically. I had a friend that I was like, dude, I was begging him at one point to show me. I was like, how do you play that? You know, how do you play that chord? And he's like, all right, finally, I'll just sit down and show you the easiest way. He's like, play this. He's like, that's all you need to know, and walked away. And I was like, okay, show me exactly what you just did. 5 minutes. I was like, I'll practice that for an hour and a half. And so I stuck with that, and it's like, that's kind of been my mindset since. Well, nobody's going to help me do it. I just got to do it myself. And there's no one way to do it. I went on YouTube. I went on all these different sites to try to learn all these different ways. Taught myself production. Produced my first 3 singles, and I loved it. I loved the journey of it, I think. And I guess the way I navigate it would be, you know, find what works for you. And it's just like anything. You could be you could be someone that runs a construction company. The way you do it is not going to be the same way that, you know, Frank runs it down the road, because it's not his way of doing work. And there is not one way to do that either, because even though you're all doing the same thing, there's different strategies, and it's really finding that strategy that works best for you. And for me, I don't even know what that is, but I've got this far, and I'm kind of just, you know, God sent me Caroline to help me manage me, and thank God, because honestly, there's been days where I want to give up a lot, you know.
Did he send you TikTok as well?
What's up?
Did he send you TikTok?
I think, man. I think so.
I read something that, you know, TikTok, you were discovered on there. Was that
no.
what kind of catapulted you?
That's what she found me.
The algorithm.
Yeah, well, and that could be a sense, but I didn't get viral off of a post. I got viral off of going live. So there's a difference, and there's actually a big difference, because people can get viral and be famous from videos, but who are they behind that? Who are they behind that video? Well, see, I would go live for 5 or 6 hours at a time.
Whoa.
So every day.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Singing. And that's a freaking, that's hard. Yeah, so, but it taught me, you know, and there was times, like a lot of that between those, it wasn't 6 hours straight. I would take breaks, talk to the chat, talk to people, get to know people, do stupid stuff, and sometimes get partying drunk on TikTok. And, you know, it was part of my journey, but I got to a point where I just was like, you know what? I'm grateful, and I got to take it more serious. So I switched things up. I did an artist showcase on TikTok. I did like a virtual writers round. I started. It went viral. It had I would carry over 250,000 people a night. And that's where people really found me. And I built my platform. But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just think I just got viral or something. I'm like, no, it was a grind. And doing it live and not just posting videos. In a sense, there's a whole different strategy. Everything now on a video, you gotta be quick.
Yep.
On a live, it's like, how do you hold them? How do you hold 2,000, 5,000 people on a live and not make them want to just scroll on? So, it's like I said, everybody's strategy is different. But for me, I'm better at carrying people. Once I've got you and once I've got your attention, I'll try to do my best to keep that person engaged. And I guess that's the way I do with everything. It's just don't take anything for granted, because anything could lead to something. Like this right now could lead to something. You don't know what that might be, but
you don't know who'll be watching this.
Exactly. And so that whatever I just sang may have healed somebody, helped somebody that day. And that's the way I look at everything. It's just treat it like it's the last time you're going to do it. That's all I have to say about that.
great. I'm feeling all very emotional, but that's,
Ah.
cramp plus songs like that, and then talk like I'm all over the place now. I think we need to move on to a bit of fun.
Yeah,
we like to play a bit of a game.
Okay.
It's called This or That, so it's like
This or that,
the
yep.
choice between
Mhm.
two things.
Yeah. Okay. Love or money?
Yes, love or money.
Oh, love.
Everyone chooses.
How
Although
much
last
the
night-
money? No, I'm just kidding.
Last night someone said I love money, which was pretty cool. I think that's the best answer so far. The arena stage or the Empress Ballroom. I don't know if you've seen the Empress Ballroom, have you?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. Well, where'd I play?
You played the arena.
The arena.
This one's probably the most controversial, but it's not. I'm not asking it in a nasty way. I'm just seeing preferences. British country music or American country music?
I gotta say American.
I know you got it.
I want to bring my American countryism to here.
Countryism.
Countryism.
Your American countryism. There's a new word. Your countryism.
I just want I want people to understand what it's like in America. I want them to feel that it's okay to do what we do in America, but you don't have to go there to do it. You can do it here. Let's do it here.
Ooh, are you going to start
I don't know.
an American commune?
I am the American commune.
Do all these shaped hats and we'll...
See, that's one thing we need to get is proper cowboy hats. Somebody knows how to shape them. If you get I'm telling you, don't steal my business ideas. Yeah, and look at that. See, so on the bottom of my hat, this is what they did in Wyoming. They actually got a soldering iron. That's the lyrics in one of my songs.
Yeah.
But they just used a soldering iron, and they just wrote that on there. For hers, they designed the whole thing. Let me see it real quick. I'll show them. See that? Somebody did that at the
That's
boot barn.
beautiful.
Isn't it? They freehanded it. And on the bottom, so it's unique, and it's things that people remember. And it's just, I don't know.
So am I right in thinking the shape of a female hat is always different to the shape of a male?
Oh, yeah.
Is that like...
It's all preference, man. It really is.
I'm learning about cowboy hats because my hat's like...
Yeah, we gotta get you one.
I know I'm not wearing an
No,
authentic
it's okay.
cow. I know I'm not.
That's
I'm not.
okay.
It's not. It's not.
No, but
It's not shaped
you're an
like me.
authentic person. That's what matters.
Don't be judging me by the shape of my hat. You know.
I don't give a crap about that.
What would this shape of this hat tell people in America if I walked around America?
Tells us you're there to have a good time. That's what it tells us.
At least you're not. I've got a hat that says "Kiss Me Quick" on it, so you can wear that one.
Yeah.
It's allegedly a cowboy hat, but it's not really. Right, let's go into this one. Like smoke and mirrors, or why? I'm into hard ones.
What do you think? What do you like?
It's not my choice. It's yours.
I like smoke and mirrors, but I have to give credit to Why, because it's what started it. It's like Why was the first song that gave me the confidence to write Smoke and Mirrors. If I didn't have the confidence from the song Why, I wouldn't have wrote Smoke and Mirrors. But I would say on a daily basis, I like Smoke and Mirrors. Why takes me to a past that I don't really think about anymore.
See, if I was to answer that, I wouldn't have got that. I'll need an answer.
Yeah,
Because that's
true.
giving insight into music. And
That's true.
How you feel about yours.
Not many people ask me that. I always ask them. I'm like, which one do you like?
Well,
So
see, I
it's
think
nice
that's
to
the thing.
hear
Like,
it from the
it's
other
good to hear from your perspective because you're the artist. You've wrote it. You've been with the song longer than your audience has and your listener has.
It's true.
And you have.
I've heard it a lot more than anybody has. I promise you that. I promise you that. That's not wrong.
Dreaming of a memory or shadows?
Shadows.
Oh, that was
quick.
definite.
Yeah. I hated Dreaming of a Memory when I released it.
Seriously?
Hated it.
It's got 316.
On YouTube, it's over 1.3 million. So, and that
Well, I
blew
can't
my
believe that.
mind.
I don't hate it that much now, but like,
I
grateful for that.
ask her. She was the one that said, "Put it out. It's gonna be a hit."
He said, I'm not going to put it out. I don't like it. I've changed my mind. And I was like, do it. People will like it. And it's done the best. Listen to
It's
you.
one of those songs.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
She
Sounds like a very experienced man.
She is, and she keeps it real. She don't blow smoke up my butt just to make me feel good. She tells me how it is, but then sometimes I need a little smoke. So
You need both of those.
Yeah.
A bit of real talk and a bit
yeah,
A bit of
A
onion.
little sweet,
malt.
little bitter, you know.
Right, I'm trying to remember that show all. Oh, peace of mind or hope on the horizon.
They go hand in hand. Because without hope, you can't have peace. But
That's the answer right there. Then that's it. You don't have to choose. You've just joined them together, and now I can't separate them.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I think it was because
There you
I
go.
think I released hope right before I released peace.
You did?
I think that's why I released it that way.
Yeah.
In a sense, like no, I definitely said that to myself at one point. I was like, you can't release hope first. You gotta release peace first. Or no, I said other way. Yeah, you gotta have hope to have peace.
Hope to have peace.
Yeah, I released hope first. It was also chronologically the events that happened. But yeah, they both.
That's an interesting take on.
But yeah, the peace of mind that I wrote that song about isn't the peace of mind that I got from writing Hope on the Horizon. It's a peace of mind that I found after visiting this country and other countries and having that experience abroad. But the Hope on the Horizon was actually written from a perspective like, okay, I was in a scenario where I felt like I should give something to this family that just went through a big loss, tragic events. What do? I need to give them hope. So that's when that song came from. So they do go hand in hand a little bit, you know?
Paralyzed or through the fog?
Neither.
Neither?
I produced them. I don't know. I like Paralyzed. That one's about my grandma, a little bit in there. Through the Fog is really just like, I was actually in a fog when I wrote that song. So it's kind of why it makes sense. But Paralyzed is one of those that, I don't know, I always respect and love to an extent, but I'll probably never play it at the show.
So it's like you've gone from paralyzed to hope to peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I was in a fog. It made me paralyzed, you know, and then I found hope. Now I have peace.
And now here you are in Britain.
Yeah. Sometimes I asked why for a while, you know, but I was just dreaming of a memory, you know.
I see what you're doing now. I see what you're doing. I see what you're
Dream of a memory, found a friend in my shadow, and you know, realized it was all just smoke and mirrors.
doing. You're writing a song with your songs now.
I do that a lot actually in my music. If you just got to listen for it. I do refer back to a lot of things I've written in other songs, and I think it just comes from what I've written. I've done it before. I don't do it intentionally half the time, but I like to see if people catch up on it. So be on the lookout and be on the listen, because you might hear something. Yeah, because on my album especially, there's a few on there that I've relayed back to other songs I've written.
So you're releasing a 20-song album, you said.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean like all 20 songs are going to have the same title, or you're going to do like a Miranda Lambert type thing where she had the heart and nerve? Are you going to do something with that, or?
I don't know what she did, but
She released, I think it was Wings or something, and she had one side about like 9 songs was the heart, and then the nerve.
I never thought of it like that, but that's
So it was like
that's a good point to make. I was actually just gonna do it in chronological order, to be honest, and how almost make a story out of it. And we were talking about that earlier. I was like, man, I'd love to just, because it kind of is. Every song I wrote was a part of the journey that I've been on. So it's like from the beginning all the way. And, you know, that's kind of how I want to do it. I'll do it my own way. I'll figure out whatever sounds best, works best. Nobody's training me through that. That's another thing. Nobody's taught me how to do. Just kind of doing
it's
it.
just because I've never heard of albums being 20 songs. You see, when I was like 10.
Oh, you heard of Zach Bryan?
I have. Is he like?
How many songs on his last album?
32, is it something?
32 songs.
How many?
32.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah.
So 20.
20 is actually not
20.
much.
20 is not much. You need to get writing more.
Yeah. No. I thought about it. I'm like, see, I don't know.
But
Anyway.
people have been waiting for a long time for this album.
Yeah. And I want to give people more than what they're probably expecting, which is probably 12 or 13. It's like, nah, I'll give them 7 more.
Yeah, that's the average of an album, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
One last this or that. Guitar or singing?
singing.
Eh?
Singing. Because I feel it more. When I play guitar, I think about it too much. So, if I could just sit here and then just sing and just strum it once. But I love to write intricate melodies for some reason, and I'm not that great to play them. So that's why I'm like, half the time I write a melody, I'm like, I can't. especially in the studio, I'll be like, I wrote this great melody, and I can play you what I like, or like play it how I want it. But I was like, get somebody else to do it that plays it way better and more on time. Because when I'm live, I can kind of do it the way I want for the most part. But no, I definitely choose singing.
It's amazing, actually. Like many people have chosen singing, and just how like some singers who don't play instruments feel they don't play instruments, but they have their voice, and that's like.
It is an instrument.
That's the first instrument. That's like the original.
Everybody has an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
important.
So where can people go to find out more about you, your music, and what's coming up?
NathanLeazer.com. I have a website, NathanLeazer.com. Social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Everything is Nathan Leazer, at Nathan Leazer Music. Facebook, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, YouTube, Pandora, Amazon. I don't know if I said that, but everywhere.
All streaming platforms, basically. Anything that streams, you'll be.
Yeah. You have a cell phone, just go to Google. Type in Nathan Leazer.
And are you back in the UK again soon, or?
I'm here. I'm already here.
Are you staying?
Staying probably till November.
Oh.
I try to stay about 3 months at a time until they kick me out, you know. Well, legally, I could stay here 6 months, but I like to stay here a little less than that. I don't want to bring up red flags on the border control, but no, I'm just kidding.
So you're doing a lot more gigs when you're here and songwriting and
100%.
networking and...
100%. Well, management, she's here, so it makes sense, you know, to build my brand here right now. That's really the main goal and main reason. But I also fell in love with it here.
Hey.
It's just a season, you know.
I can see an American commune happening with Nathan.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I can with like the shape of the hat.
In a good way. In a good way.
I mean, you could make money from that.
100%.
You get people interested in like the shapes of the hat.
They will be. They will be.
Male and female. I can see. I can see it now. I can see it now.
See, she's gonna steal my idea, y'all.
I'm not. I can't steal it.
I said, don't steal my idea.
It's on video forever. It's not going to be edited out.
First thing I said, don't steal my idea. Okay, y'all? I said it.
Thank you. I really enjoyed chatting.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. And thanks to everybody, man. Thank you so much. Thanks, Caroline.
Your authentic cowboy. Isms, nisms.
Yeah. Love y'all.
Bye.
Welcome to the Moho Session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.